Hurricane ERIN, we could see gusts up to about 50 miles an hour. We've made some pretty big decisions. She's half a century old, and she's taking us on the wildest adventure of our lives. 5 years ago, we chose simple, not easy, experiences, not wealth, human connection, not possessions. Guided by faith, not fear, we can't wait to see where this journey takes us. We are about 36 hours out from the arrival of Hurricane, what's her name? ERIN. Hurricane ERIN. She's gonna pass, they're saying about, what are they saying, sweetie? 200, 300 miles?
Yeah, 350 miles.
North of Puerto Rico. And so they're saying we're gonna get some rain bands, and in those bands we could see gusts up to about 50 miles an hour. So today is storm prep day. We're gonna be managing everything on deck, making sure everything is stowed, getting the dinghy on deck and lashed down, probably taking down a sail or two, just to kind of decrease the windage. We did see 75 mile an hour winds when we went through Barrel, but that was kind of a different situation because we were in a marina and tied on all sides, and here we're on anchor, so a little bit different. So we're just trying to do our best to prep and be ready. Yeah, here we go. So here's the check-in. It's, what time is it, babe? Like 11?
11:15.
11:15, Saturday morning. And we're starting to see the effects a little bit of those bands of Hurricane ERIN. And
First time the wind's blown this way.
yeah, normally we face, reliably, we face east. And we are facing due west nearly right now, which we haven't had before. And then also I'll show you, there's not usually this kind of chop. This is usually pretty calm. So this is unusual. And again, we're facing the opposite direction. Normally we're facing the dock over there. All over here is like marked on the charts as like 2 to 6 feet deep. So it's pretty soft mud. That's good news. We've just made some anchor adjustments, pulled in a little chain. We had a lot out in this depth. We really only need about 100 to be a 10 to 1, and we had like 130, no, 50 almost. So we pulled a little in just to hold us off of that like shallower part. We do have absolute chaos plans in our mind too. Like, what happens if the anchor drags? What do we do? So we're going to be motoring right into it, and according to what we're supposed to see, it should be bands of rain and wind and not sustained stuff. So theoretically we'd only be motoring into it for 20, 30 minutes, 45 minutes maybe, and then we'd be able to kind of calm down and get ourselves reset, figure out a plan. So we're not in full like hurricane prep. We're in possible tropical storm conditions at times prep. So we didn't take sails down this time. We didn't take bimini down. We just have everything lashed. Solar panels are lashed down. The Starlink will be coming off here momentarily. We have the fuel cans and everything are lashed down. The dinghy is still up right now because it's letting air in the boat. When it starts to get worse, we'll tack it down tighter and make sure everything's down. And then we checked our furler line. We've checked our jib sheets to make sure that can't come undone. And you can see it's got a bunch of wraps on it for insurance purposes. Our staysail is the same thing. We wrapped it. So it's about 3:30 Saturday. Thought we'd do a little check-in here. The winds are picking up a little bit. I'll show you what it looks like. Boats over there on the dock are rocking pretty good. I don't think we've ever faced this direction in this bay, but you can see it's choppy, which isn't bad, but it's a lot more than we're used to. This is normally just flat calm here pretty much all the time. So white capping is very unusual, but it's all just blowing right in here. And this area that we're over, this portion of the bay right here is actually super shallow. It's usually like between, it says under 6 feet, but the charts say something like 2 or 3 feet deep. And we're reading 8 still because all this water being pushed in. So we're thankful for that since we're facing the opposite direction of what we normally do. The anchor was so dug in and well set, we kind of had to make a decision about, do we pull it up and try and reset it further out to be in a better spot, or do we just like trust that it hasn't moved in months and we're good? And so we opted to leave it exactly where it is. And we're playing that hold. So far so good.
There's no way rain's coming in the front hatch, is there?
Woo! All right, the wind has definitely picked up. And all that rain we didn't get over the afternoon, it's here. See that? But these couple of lightning strikes we've had have been like the whole sky turns blue. It's kind of weird. Wowza. That can't be right. It just said 82. The rain's actually let up a little bit. But you can tell the direction is changing more out of the west. Because that direction there is east to the dock. And Liberty.
Are you stoned? Are you stoned?
Oh my gosh, the sky is so pretty this morning. Getting the unfiltered, just woke up version. So we have been doing so much thinking and plotting and scheming and praying all day yesterday after the storm, and we've made some pretty big decisions. So basically we're 2 days out. It's been 2 days since we had just the outer bands pass us with ERIN, and honestly it was really no big deal. We had about an hour of like really high winds. That's Liberty up top, if you can hear that.
Yeah.
And compared to what we've been through sitting in the slip with 2 tropical storms and 2 hurricanes, the last one was Beryl. So we've seen some stuff, and this storm, the little bit that we got of ERIN really wasn't anything. However, the bottom here is not what we hoped it would be.
It's about 3 foot of sludge and grass. So even with a ginormous anchor tied in tandem.
Y'all, James was cleaning the boat, I don't know, a couple of months ago now, and happened to see this broken off abandoned anchor, and I'm not kidding you, the thing is almost as tall as I am. It's so huge. So we tied to that, but
yeah, and it's a big Danforth, which Danforth is like generally pretty good in the mud, and it just, even with the light winds that we got on the outer bands, we moved about 75 feet.
Yeah, we think somewhere between 50 and 75 feet. So with that, it just doesn't bode well for us to stay here if we were to get a direct hit, which is a very real possibility in Puerto Rico in August, September, or even like beginning of October. Couple that with the fact that our work here is kind of dried up because the season is just ending. They just don't get a lot of tourism. There's not a lot of charters happening this time of year. So we're kind of like, well, we were here to make money, and now we're not really making money. So kind of like, why are we sitting here right in the path of harm, potentially?
Because we have a family and we love them.
Because we have a family out, and we really, today's been really hard. Today's been a lot harder than I was prepared, especially since we made this decision like pretty quickly to do this. I didn't kind of have time to prep. We didn't have time to get our heads right about what it would be like saying goodbye and leaving everybody, and you know what we wanted to do for the people that have meant so much to us and have, you know, just been like family to us for, it's crazy. It's only been like what? I'll do the math here. April, May, June, July, August, 5 months. 5 months we've known these people, and we just absolutely adore them, and we feel like they are family at this point. And that sounds, you know, that might sound kind of crazy to say, but
they're hugs and love yous and all that. I mean,
yeah.
This is, the fishermen here just welcomed us in open arms.
Community's been fantastic.
And then our Bible study group.
Yeah.
We're actually going to go to Bible study here in a little bit.
Tonight, and just do our kind of final goodbyes. Hopefully it's more like see you later. We don't know if we'll be back, when we'll be back, what that will look like. We're kind of just taking it bit by bit. But
you want to talk about where we're going?
Yeah. We are going back to Luperon. So we really regretted only spending like a week there when we came through the first time. And it's like, oh, well, you're getting your wish. Get on back there. We looked at going to Grenada, making a run just straight south, not stopping at all of the little islands on the way, just going straight to Grenada. And generally, that's a pretty safe move to get out of that hurricane box, even though they got schmacked last year with Beryl. It's usually a pretty safe bet to be there. But with this, it's just like steady systems coming off of Africa. There really just isn't a long enough window for us to safely say we can leave here and get there before there's something that shows up. And as it turns out, there is a system that will be coming into that whole eastern chain on Friday, which is not enough time for us to get down there. So which is why we chose to do Dominican instead of Grenada. That's an easy westerly run. We're with the wind, and then also because we're going right behind ERIN, we have this kind of lull in everything, which should mean that the Mona Passage is more chill than usual. We can time that to be able to travel that at night. So all of the conditions with looking at wind and current and swell and wave height and all of that stuff looks pretty favorable for us to have a fairly easy 2.5 day passage from here to Luperon, leaving tomorrow morning about 5. We're going to shoot for about 5 a.m. departure.
We've been there and we've seen, you're like way tucked back in a small little bay back in these huge mountains, and
it's surrounded by mountains, tall mountains, and it's surrounded by mangroves, and it's a really skinny channel entrance. It's regarded as one of the most protected hurricane holes in the whole Caribbean. So it's a good spot, and we're familiar with it. We know the guy that runs there. He's already runs the harbor there. We've already got a mooring ball waiting for us. It is so cheap to live there, so especially with us not really having a whole lot of income during this time, it makes sense. So yeah, big changes. We're sad and excited, and we have extra excitement actually, because we've been running around today just like getting a few groceries. We had gotten a Costco membership here that we were really excited about, and so we decided to do one last Costco order, and we did that. We got a whole bunch of dog food, cat food, and I messed up. I left the cat food out while we were running back and forth to the dock, and Chewy and Liberty like tag teamed it. So Chewy busted a hole in it, ate his fill, and then Liberty had her fill.
You should have filmed that.
So yeah, we don't know what the bowel movements are gonna look like for the next 2.5 days on passage. But
Liberty's drank like 5 gallons of water.
Could add a little bit of excitement to the adventure. Yeah. So that's our update. We're gonna leave early tomorrow morning, and stay tuned for the voyage ahead.
You all right?
Like the video? Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to keep up with all of our adventures. We started to leave the harbor in San Juan, and the engine started running a little bit hot. Maybe covered like 35 miles.